guests, welcome to today's BB20 updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is Robin S. Yasmi. Yay! Thanks so much for the support, Robin. We really appreciate it, and we think you're awesome. So thanks again. And if you guys want to be house guest of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Alright, so yesterday, they had the Power of Veto competition. The host was Rockstar, and the players were Bailey, Rachel, Brett, JC, Tyler, and Sam. So when the feeds came back, we saw all of the players wearing plaid shorts, suspenders, bow ties. I feel like they use that costume every season now. They're really into that Urkel look. So it sounds like it was some sort of puzzle. It had to do with the evicted house guests. It sounds almost like they had to like drive them around from building to building maybe. It was individually timed, and 3 out of 6 of the players timed out. So that would be Sam, JC, and Rachel. They all timed out. And the big winner was Tyler. Oh, congrats, Tylee. So now the big question is, will Tyler use the veto? I think this was probably one of the most interesting options to win this power veto, because he's got 2 allies up on the block. But he's in a tough spot here because before all this went down, he told Bailey, like, yeah, I will do whatever you want me to do if I play the veto. So we're cool. So Bailey and Haley were up in the HOH room, and Bailey's like, I talked to Tyler before, and he said he's going to do what I want. So hopefully he's going to stick to that and not use it. And Haley's like, I think he will. He's going to listen to the HOH. He's done it in the past. It's all good. Don't worry about it. But then Rachel and Brett were talking in the have-not room, and they're hoping that Tyler will use the veto on one of them, because they are in an alliance after all, right? Like, what's the point of an alliance if you're not going to protect your allies? So Brett is like, well, it would look better if he used it on me because I picked him to play. So if he if he used it on you, that's going to expose our alliance, because what reason could he possibly have for saving you over me? And Rachel's like, you know what, that makes a lot of sense. You're right. Plus, Brett is more at risk to go home than Rachel. So if they're trying to keep the whole alliance safe this week, they feel like there's a better chance with Rachel being up on the block than Brett. I don't know about that. Rachel is not good on the block, okay? But we'll get there. So Rachel is worried that the replacement nominee has a power and she's going to go home, because she's thinking it's either going to be JC or Scotty going up. And she's been, you know, worried that one of them has the power for a while now. So she's really narrowing it down, though, at this point to JC. She's got some reasons here. Because JC has been going around saying to people, like, yeah, I got the power. He was joking around when Rockstar asked him when he was, like, basically asleep, and he went along with it. So Rachel's thinking, there's this rule. You're not supposed to lie about having a power. And in the past, when people have done that, production was like, hey, don't effing do that. And they had to go around and tell people, like, okay, I lied. So she's saying JC has not had to do that yet. Production would have called him out by now if he was lying about having a power. So she's like, I guess he does. So then Tyler joins them, and he's like, woo, I'm glad I won that, because I feel like Bailey was planning on backdooring me. Well, I mean, we have seen that Bailey has been telling him for the last few days, like, you're safe, I'm not going to put you up, you're going to have a reset week. But we've also seen Bailey telling other people, like, oh, poor Tyler, he was hurt by Caitlyn. There's no way I'm going to put him up this week. But he doesn't know that. So he feels like, yeah, she was actually trying to backdoor him. So he's like, I got to talk to her and see what she actually wants me to do with this veto, because she's been telling everybody different stories. He's heard that she's been telling the nominees, like, yeah, I want the veto to get used. Supposedly, she was going to maybe put Scotty up. But then she was telling him that she didn't want the veto to be used. So he's got to, you know, figure that out and see what's really going on here. And he says that everything was lining up and making it look like she was going to backdoor him. But she wasn't. Okay, so he's also got this plan that I mentioned in yesterday's spoiler. He wants to try to convince Bailey that Scotty is his best friend, because then if Tyler does use the POV, he wants Bailey to put up Scotty as revenge for him using it. So he's trying to make it look like he's all cool with Scotty. We'll see. It's kind of it's a stretch. It's a far-fetched plan, but he's gonna go for it. So Tyler goes up to the HOH room to talk to Bailey. These two just love their kombucha, man. Not a fan. Okay, so Tyler's like, again, woo, I'm glad I won that because I really didn't want to go home this week, especially right before jury starts. And Bailey's like, I told you that I wasn't going to send you home, so sure. But Tyler's like, all right, what do you want me to do with this veto? And Bailey says, I want to keep nominations the same. I've been saying that, you know, I want to keep noms the same. Lulu. She's snoring. So then Bailey's saying, I know Brett is going to make a pitch to you. I'm sure you're getting a ton of offers. And yeah, you and Brett would probably work really well together. But we could work together too, and we could be good. So Tyler's like, well, honestly, I feel like my only friend in here is Scotty right now. And Bailey's loving that. Her face lights up when she hears that. She's like, okay, good, because Bailey is looking to scoop Tyler up. Honestly, I don't think she wants to get rid of him anytime soon, because she wants a guy that can like win these competitions with her and like make moves, and she sees that in Tyler, and she thinks that he's a lone wolf, but we know that he's not. He's been working with level 6 since the first week, but she's under the impression he's by himself. She thinks she can scoop him up. So Bailey is like, that's great, I love Scotty, he's wonderful, and I really think that either you or Scotty has one of the powers, because let's be real, nobody else has really done anything notable so far, so who could possibly have it? And Tyler's like, what? I don't have it, stop. So honestly, sometimes I even forget that Tyler has it, because he's so good at keeping that secret. But come on, you guys both have one and they're lying to each other. It's ridiculous. So Bailey's like, all right, I know you're not going to use the veto because you told me that you're going to do what I want. But if you do surprise me and use it, I'm going to pass out on the floor. So Tyler's like, if you change your mind, I'm the first in line now. If you change your mind, let me know. You know, because I'll use it. And Bailey's like, no, I don't want you to use it. Let's just lock that in right now. Don't want you to use it at all, ever, on anyone. Don't do it. So yeah, that's where they're at. I think he got his answer from Bailey. So then Bailey was talking to Scotty later in the HOH room. Sounded like somebody was getting murdered outside. And Bailey lets Scotty know that pretty much everyone, except for Tyler, was putting his name out there to go up on the block this week. So she's like, I was just talking to Tyler. He told me that you're his boy and you're the only one that he feels like has been real with him. So he loves you. It's great. And Scotty's like, yeah, he's great too. But what the hell happened? Because a couple weeks ago, Scotty kind of figured out Tyler's game. And he was all, I'm not going to call him out on it right now. I'm just going to save it for later. But it seems like, I don't know, is he like cool with Tyler again? It's hard to say. I don't know where he really stands with Tyler. I guess he's kind of keeping him at an arm's length for now, but their relationship is weird. I'm not really sure where they stand with each other for real. So anyway, Scotty shares that he talked to Rockstar, and she told him if she wins HOH, she wants to put up Angela and Tyler. So Bailey was like, oh. She was disappointed. You could hear it in her voice because we know she's really close to Angela. She really likes her. And now she's all about Tyler. So she's hearing like, oh crap, these people want to go after Tyler. I want to keep him around. So Scotty's like, yeah, I want to keep Tyler around for as long as possible too, but we've got to put the 5 first. So I think when he's saying the 5, he's referring to himself, Bailey, Haley, Bessie, and Rockstar, right? That's got to be who he's talking about. So Bailey's like, yeah, sure, I'm going to get closer to Tyler now because Caitlyn is gone and he's a good competitor. All right, so then she's like, I'm going to tell you something right now, but you can't tell anybody. She lets him know that Rachel was pushing for him to go up as the replacement if the veto was used. So she's like, I don't know why you guys have this love-hate thing going on. It's weird. And Scotty seemed a little bit surprised to hear this, but they really have been going after each other the last few weeks. They're both trying to pin this hinky vote on each other. So she's like, don't tell anybody. Okay. Meanwhile, Rachel is freaking the freak out because Scotty was up in the HOH room for a while. So she's thinking, oh my god, are they talking about me? What's happening? He's throwing me under the bus. So she's worried that she also ruined things with Bailey because of the conversation that they had earlier that morning. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's in yesterday's spoiler, so check that out. But basically, she was getting on Bailey's nerves because she's bringing up all these what-if scenarios, and Bailey didn't even want to think about that. Also, Rachel was basically asking her to use her power to protect her friends, and Bailey was like, no, that's effed up. So Rachel's panicking that she ruined everything, and she's like, what if Bailey wants me to go now? So a little while later, Rachel went up to the HOH room. She shared a really, really long hug with Bailey, and then just like cried in her lap. She's just like, oh my god, I hope I didn't mess everything up. She apologized for the conversation they had that morning. Bailey's like, it's okay, don't worry, we should have the votes for you to stay. It might even be unanimous. I'm not so sure about that. Okay. So Rachel's like, well, is Tyler gonna use the veto? And Bailey's like, I don't think so. He just got out of a really, really ugly situation with Caitlyn. I don't think he's gonna jump right back in right now and do something crazy. So then Bailey is like, all right, I'm gonna tell you something. She just missed, like, I'm gonna tell you something. She said she was talking to Tyler before, and Tyler told her the only way he would use the veto this week is if Angela was the replacement. What? I don't remember him saying that. I do remember him asking, would Angela go up as a replacement? And I don't remember Bailey's exact answer, but I was under the impression that she wasn't really giving names. So I don't think it was like a resounding yes, but it also wasn't like a no. So I'm not really sure. But he never said that he would only use it if Angela went up as the replacement. So that was really weird that Bailey threw that out there, but I guess she's trying to cause some distrust there, and it's working. Because now Rachel is worried that Tyler wants to get a girl out, because Bailey was like, yeah, he said he doesn't care who goes between you and Angela, just as long as somebody from your group is going. Because I don't think Bailey realizes that Tyler is in with that group. So Bailey is like, don't worry, if he does use the veto, I'm gonna put a guy up, I'm not gonna put another girl up, and then next week we'll get him back because I'll use my power and put him up on the block. So Rachel's just like, did he really say that? I can't believe he said that. So she pledges her loyalty to Bailey, and then she starts pacing around the have-not room by herself. She is really shaken up about what Bailey just told her about Tyler, and it's not even true. So she's saying to herself, oh, he better not use that effing veto, the effing snake. If that's true, wow. It's not. So then Tyler is talking to Angela. He's telling her about his Scotty plan of like acting like they're best friends, blah, blah, blah. So he says to Angela, I'm only going to use the veto if I'm 100% sure that Scotty's going to be the replacement nominee. Because he doesn't want to risk her, Casey, or Sam going up as the replacement. He doesn't want that. So then Brett comes in. Tyler fills him in on the same plan. And he's like, yeah, Bailey just wants to split up our group. And she said that Angela would be the replacement nominee. Now again, I don't remember what Bailey's exact response was, but I feel like she did not say, yes, Angela would be the replacement. I mean, she might have, correct me if I'm wrong, but I honestly don't know, so leave it in the comments. But then, Angela's like, wait, what? She's gonna put me up if you use it? So this is where the confusion comes in, because Angela and Rachel were talking, and Angela tells Rachel about Tyler's plan to get Scotty up on the block, and Rachel's like, he's lying! He's lying, it's not true. So Rachel shares how Bailey said that Tyler told her that he would only use the veto if Angela goes up. And Rachel's like, you know what? I believe Bailey. I believe that she's telling the truth because she trusted me enough to tell me about her power app. So why is she going to lie about something like this? So they're just like, what the hell is going? What's up? What's down? They don't even know. So they're trying to figure out who's telling the truth. So Casey is reassuring Angela there's no way that Tyler would say that. It just doesn't make sense. He's still with the group, and they figure, you know, Bailey was probably just trying to scare him so that he wouldn't use the veto by saying that Angela would go up. So there was lots of confusion about this within level 6. A lot of conflicting stories here. I mean, it was mainly just contained to Rachel, Angela, and Casey. Brett, I don't think he had any idea that any of this was happening. And Tyler will find out. So Casey lets Tyler know that Rachel and Angela are freaking out now, because Angela's like, oh my god, I'm going up on the block. It looks like the group is crumbling. So Tyler's like, alright, there's no way that I said that. He admits to Casey he's probably not going to use the veto. But he wants to at least make it look like he's trying to make this happen, you know? So Tyler again says he's only going to use it if he's 100% sure that Scotty would be the replacement. So with this new knowledge, Tyler clears things up with Angela, and she's like, yeah, I was freaking out because Rachel's lying. She says that Rachel's making stuff up because that story obviously did not make sense. And Angela says, if Rachel's going to be like that, we're probably better off keeping Brett this week. So Tyler agrees. And at this point, I'm not really sure if she actually means that and she wants Rachel to go, or if she's just doing her usual planned crap talking about Rachel, because they had that deal that they were going to talk crap about each other so nobody would realize that they have a final 2 deal. We'll find out more. So last night there was a booze delivery. The have-nots got to enjoy it as well, and they got to eat at midnight, and they were all playing Never Have I Ever, and it was dirty. I mean, it really got dirty. And Fessy, of course, was all pissed off and in a mood after hearing all of Haley's stuff. Oh well. Okay, so today we have an answer about Angela and how she really feels about Rachel, because Rachel's allies are conspiring against her. Everybody assumed that if it's Brett and Rachel up on the block that Brett would be going this week, but at this point, it's not looking good for Rachel. Angela and Casey were discussing a plan to frame Rachel, because they can't just like vote her out. They need to come up with a reason, you know, they need to be able to justify voting Rachel, a girl, out over Brett, a guy, because Bailey, and I'm sure a lot of the other girls, are going to be pissed that they did that. So they're like, alright, well, we can tell Bailey that Rachel tried to make final 2 deals with both of us and we couldn't trust her and we had to get rid of her. And then Angela also says, I got some info here. Rachel told me something that Bailey told her in private about one of the power apps. So she doesn't share details, and it's interesting that Casey didn't even ask for details. Are you playing the game? Like, what? Why didn't you even ask? It's crazy. So they're like, yeah, we can tell Bailey about that. That'll really piss her off. And they're planning on doing this all right before the eviction so that Rachel doesn't have time to share all of their secrets. Now, I don't know if they're actually going to go through with this. The eviction is still days away. You never know what could happen, but damn, they are trying to get rid of her. Woo! Alright, so power veto ceremony is tomorrow. At this point, it looks like Tyler will be keeping the nominations the same, but you never know what could happen in 24 hours. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and until tomorrow, much love.